Hi, thanks so much for tuning in to My Time, My Life with Trinette Faint. Creativity is something that is within all of us, and we all express it differently. And to some, it's a deep passion that has to be explored no matter what we're doing. I put myself in this camp. I've talked a lot about various creative struggles and hustles, and for me, expressing myself creatively is something I can't not do. In the essay that I wrote about my creative hustle, that you could find through my website, trinettefaint.com, I talked about pursuing photography, becoming a knitting model, writing my first novel, and winning the Harper's Bazaar contest. The through line in all my stories is that I've always had a day job while I've pursued my creative endeavors. I haven't necessarily wanted to have a day job, but reality is reality, and I've not let that stop me while I chase my dreams. In this episode, I want to talk about how to exercise your creativity within the confines of a day job to best keep your passions alive. The first thing you need to get clear on are your goals and how much risk you're willing to take. If your activity is a hobby that you're okay with remaining a hobby, that's great. Chances are you're already fitting that into your life well enough. But if you're looking to take it to the next level or two, or three, then this is when you need to get serious about what you're prioritizing. I've said before that I've not found the commercial success that I was looking for, but I know that I will. This is the first thing you must have: an unwavering faith and belief in yourself and your abilities. I'm a big believer in manifestation and goal setting, and by believing in yourself fully and completely, you are betting on yourself and your future successful self. One way that I've been able to find fulfillment in being creative is by living in other places besides New York and LA. Now, I've obviously lived in both New York and LA multiple times, and those markets are the biggest ones for a reason. You can literally do anything in either place, but it'll come at a cost, namely the expense of living there. So, depending on what you're trying to do and you need to keep a day job, it might be worth looking at a smaller market where the cost of living is lower and you can have a good work life balance and hustle on the side. Case in point, my time in Denver. While I was living there, I worked at the Rocky Mountain News as a photo assistant, plus I waited tables. I had a blast working at both my jobs, and the bonus was neither was so stressful that it stole my bandwidth and I was able to create on the side. And because the market was so much smaller, my networking was effective, and I got all those photography jobs at etown.org, shooting musicians, and I had the space for modeling jobs too. Now, if you're already living in a smaller market and trying to make it work with a day job, it may be more of a matter of assessing your time management skills. Assuming you work 8 or 9 to 5 o'clock, ask yourself if you're going to bed early enough so that you can work on your passion in the morning for maybe half an hour before you go to work, or if you can better use your after work time to fit in what you're trying to do. We all have demands on our time and energy, but maybe building a habit like eating well and exercising, which gives you more energy and clearer thinking, can help you work on your goals better than, let's say, never moving your body and eating crap food all the time. Having a healthy meal followed by a 10 to 15-minute walk afterwards will give you more headspace than eating fast food and sitting on the couch to digest. You can guess which scenario gives you more productivity. But if your wellness is already on point, first of all, kudos to you, and you still need more bandwidth to hustle, it might be worth looking at trying to adjust your work schedule if possible so you can focus on what's more important to you. The biggest thing to remember is that you will need to get comfortable taking risks and putting yourself out there more, perhaps more than you're already used to. This could mean finding a way to fund your passion more seriously if you want for one day for it to be your only gig, or finding a way to create passive income. There's no right or wrong answers here since this will look different for everyone. But nothing is impossible, and you can achieve whatever you want if you're willing to work for it. Because unless you're born with a few silver spoons, you'll probably need to keep working. But if you get super organized with your time, you can at least start making baby steps towards your goals. The other thing to remember is that it's important to surround yourself with like-minded people who are doing what you're trying to do. You will need the support, and these people will understand your struggle. I'm in a writing program, and it helps me to be around other writers, and when we share our work and give each other constructive feedback, it helps us all. Whatever that is for you, find your tribe and insulate yourself. You will find that you will reach your goals faster with this sort of support. I also want to take a minute to acknowledge that I don't have kids or husbands, so I can't even begin to understand what that balance looks like if you're trying to do something with the amount of responsibilities you have with a family. I don't have answers for you there, but I don't want for you to not pursue your dreams just because you have a different type of responsibility on your hands. Keep trying, keep doing what you can to make it happen, despite everything that you have going on. The last point I want to make is depending on what you're doing for your day job, is it something that you could be doing that can get you closer to where you want to be? So, for instance, if you want to be a chef, but you're working in academia or corporate finance, is there a way for you to manage a restaurant or, let's say, a cooking school instead? Something just to get you more around the people that you want to be surrounded with and to get you more in the area that you want to be. There's also a couple of other key things that you can do to help you right now that are fairly easy to accomplish. Do you have a mentor? Are you looking for a mentor? What kind of networking are you doing? LinkedIn has some fabulous groups for every interest out there, and you should look into those if you're not already. And do you have a website? Websites are fairly easy to create these days and don't cost much of anything anymore. So, those are some things that you can also do to help you advance your goals. Well, I hope that these tips and tricks have been helpful for you. These are things that I've learned over the years that I'm happy to share with you. If you have any specific questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me via my website, trinettefaint.com. I would love to engage with you and to talk to you. And thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.